Running a business comes with a lot of what ifs, but luckily there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku, and it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Hey guys, finding the perfect gift for the food lover in your life is easy. Thanks to Goldbelly. Goldbelly ships America's most iconic foods straight from world-famous restaurants right to your door. So if you want to treat someone to Joe's Stone Crab from Miami, Franklin Barbecue from Texas, or desserts from famous foodies like Ina Garten or Martha Stewart, Goldbelly has you covered with free shipping anywhere in the country. Just go to goldbelly.com and for a limited time, get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's promo code GIFT.
Oldish. The art of knowing more and caring less. With your host, Randy Spelling, Brian Austin Green, and Sharna Burgess.
Randy Spelling.
Brian Green.
Dude, that was awesome. That was so. Welcome to Oldish again. Randy and I are sitting here. We just had S.E. Cupp in the room. What an amazing conversation. It's we talk about it all the time. It's amazing when you have conversations with people that start in one way, but then they very quickly cross over into the same lane that we are in, the same way of thinking, the same way of like problem solving and dealing with the world. And you realize that you have so many things in common compared to when you first sit down with people and you're like, oh, okay, you're a specialist in this. Cool. Let's talk about the thing you're a specialist in.
Right. Which is such a good point because it's so easy to separate. Okay, we have a news analyst, political, like you see all these things. You're like, am I on my game?
I need to just have all my political questions lined up and ready to go. Yeah.
Like feeling a little pressure. Do we have everything together?
Yeah.
Then what you realize very quickly is, oh, she's human.
We're beings.
Human. And we go through the same struggles, even though the job might look different or life looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got into some really cool places.
Yeah, that was fun.
What was something for you? I mean, we covered a lot between, parenting and the road less traveled and sort of being authentically you and politically.
Yeah.
Kind of, where are you at, affiliation? Like, I guess let's start politically.
Okay.
Right? Did you feel when she talked about most people are in the middle? They're not so far right. They're not so far left. But there's this middle and people feel lonely in that.
They feel like the minority. They feel like the most is happening at the extreme one side or the extreme other side, yet the majority is in the middle and they share a lot of the same views. But because there's so much shouting going on between the two, out like extreme sides, you feel like you're kind of sitting in the middle and like you're by yourself. It's just like an island of one. Like there's nobody else that's with you. And it's when she said her view and her perspective on it from sitting and speaking with people and what she is observing, it's really eye-opening because I don't think people understand that a lot of people feel like their opinion and their thing, they're this minority. They're kind of sitting out in the middle and they don't know what's going on. And it's either this way or it's that way. And those two sides are screaming at each other and they're not problem solving and they're making the most noise.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that because it's the most noise, it is the majority feeling.
Right. It's almost like there's this pressure to have to be one or the other. You have to pick a side.
Right.
And what side are you on?
Right.
And I don't know about you, but it's fucking tiring sometimes to see all of the screaming and the shouting. And I'm not saying don't stand for anything or don't have your opinions, but we all kind of want to be a part of something in some way, belong and be represented. And right now it seems that things can be so extreme that there's nowhere to meet in the middle.
They're almost fighting just to fight and win now. They're not fighting for people and for the betterment of the country, which I think those then are the fights where it just becomes a screaming match of people just trying to scream louder. They're not in it for the final outcome. They're not in it for the end, what is bettering people and society. They're really in it just for this thing of like, ooh, I won this one. And it's like, what did you win? You literally just took this away from 14 million people, and it's just, people have lost sight of that. And it's really frustrating because we try not to be political on this show, because I'm very open to having discussions with people that politically think different and feel different. But it doesn't seem like we're in a place right now where you can freely do that. You're judged if your beliefs aren't exactly what somebody else's beliefs are. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, you're from the stupid this, or you're from the radical this or radical that. And
you're labeled immediately and categorized. It's fucking
maddening.
Yeah.
Because it's like, to break it down simply, it's loving chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream. Like it's loving apples or oranges. It's not one is great and the other you're a fucking moron, but it's politically, that's what it's become. And it's like, it's so judgmental on one side or the other. It's maddening.
Yeah.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. And as your vacation maximizationer, I'm going to make sure you hear the maximum sizzle of Comfort Inn's free hot breakfast. Let's get real close. Maximum apple. Now that's fresh crispimization. Maximum waffle. Hear that crunch. And that's maximum coffee. Oh yeah, that's the pour I'm talking about. Breakfast maximized before hitting the road. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
When you're talking about comparing apples to oranges, when you're talking about vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream, you're still in an ice cream shop going to get ice cream. We might like different flavors, but I feel like many people have forgotten that we are all in this together, and that it's not
we all live in this country together
or losing.
Right.
And there needs to be some sort of art around being able to talk about things. Like we had Dr. Joel Gator Warsh on, right? And he's talking about vaccines. He's talking about different elements of health. The fact that we haven't been able to discuss things like vaccines, medication safety, additives in food, and that safety, there's no winning or losing. It's a discussion.
Right.
Why can't we discuss things?
Right. No. So healthy debate doesn't seem to exist right now. There is it's whoever's screaming the loudest, honestly. I mean, that's just the easiest way in my mind of explaining sort of the state that we're at. It's whoever makes the most noise, whoever makes the biggest story and the most incredible thing, whatever that thing is. And we're so detached from reality. We're in this space where things are spun so frequently that it's hard to tell, because I think the truth is somewhere in the middle of it, and it's so much simpler, but because we're fed something that is so extreme and ridiculous, the simple reality seems too simple.
Right.
It's like that's too easy.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Brian, I see this in my work with people, coaching people all the time. Sometimes the game changer, the transformation point is something really simple. And people are like, but what's the 10-step process?
Yeah.
Like, it's actually not a 10-step process.
It's a 1-step process.
Start here, start simple.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring back in the mental health aspect because I think in terms of politics, right? And no matter what side you're on, no matter what belief you have, I think everyone can kind of relate to the fact that watching the news, looking at social media, consuming this constant feed where there is a lot of fear, where there is this sort of outrage in many areas, you have to navigate this a little bit, even with social media, right? People commenting on things.
Yeah.
What would you say, from your opinion, would be the best way to approach, if you feel differently, let's say there's a post and you feel differently, how do you go about commenting that isn't just adding fuel to the fire and sparking more outrage?
So I try and approach things in a very conversational way. I am not aggressive in the words that I pick. Like, I consciously choose to diffuse the situation as much as possible and go, hey, it's a really interesting view that you have. Can we discuss our differences of opinions in this thing with no judgment at all? I am not judging you for, for your opinions on things. Try not judge me for them. And instead, let's talk to people that have completely different views and figure out what things we hear from each other that we can take. But it's tough because some people aren't open to that.
Yeah.
I'll say to them like, hey, let's talk. And they're just like, fuck you, unfollow, hashtag Trump 2024. Like they break it down to the simplest of terms and they throw the grenade and they want to get the fuck out. Those people, you cannot expect more than what you're getting. Like you can't be disappointed in the end. I try and open up that conversation with people as much as I can because it's a fun one to have. And I think it's interesting. I'm always interested in sitting and speaking with people that have completely different views than I do, because I'm curious what information they may have that I haven't gotten, and vice versa. And it's amazing then when you come to the common ground at the end of it all of this like mutual love and respect with people. People just want to be heard.
They do. I see it, but I don't think a lot of people are able to do that.
No, they're
and
not.
Want to do that.
Yeah.
I think they say, sure, I'll listen to what you have to say, but they're unwilling because the second that it differs from what they think, feel, believe, they're already in their head. They feel it in their body, and then they're looking at making a point without actually listening and taking in another viewpoint. And SE talked about empathy and having empathy, and we discussed how important that was. That seems to be lost in these conversations. Someone could be sitting across from you or us and feel completely different, but instead of just being righteous and going, well, that's not true, that to have empathy.
It's hard though. She talked about empathy in what it is she does. Being empathetic means that you lack power in a lot of those. It's like you're not strong unless you can come in with zero empathy and just like tell it like it is. And people have that view of like, oh, the strong ones don't have empathy. The strong ones just come in and say what they think and they stick to it and they believe it and they master those words and they make themselves the king of that castle and they die on that hill. And it's one thing I've learned is that doesn't make you strong at all. I have found so much more strength in my life in empathizing with people and trying to connect with people and not trying to play this role of like, I'm the best at this or that, or, you know, as a parent, separating yourself from your kids and not saying you're sorry when you do things and not being human. But it was that mind state that it's kind of ingrained. It was ingrained in my head when I was younger of like the strong one is the one that, you know, is not weak, does not apologize, doesn't apologize for things. You stand strong through all of it.
Yeah. And we need new models of
fucking
being
models.
men and
God
strength
damn,
and
do we
whatever,
ever.
because the thing is, you know, you look at like alpha men, right? You can still be a man, you can still be powerful and have empathy and learn to listen to people. I don't think that those have to be mutually exclusive at all.
Right.
And in fact, I think the world right now is requiring us to learn more empathy and to put that into practice.
I always say to people, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. And it's really something I try and be consistent with. Like I am incredibly kind with people. Like I really try to listen to everybody's points of view and, you know, and not force myself down somebody's throat. But at the same time, like don't try and take advantage of me, because as soon as I notice that you are, then a different side of me, it's still kind.
And it's there.
I'll
I know
still
it's
in a
there.
very kind way tell you to go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you will.
Yeah, I will.
But there's boundary. And
For sure.
so that's
There's
the
a
thing
healthy way of doing it.
Yeah, you can have empathy and still hold boundaries so someone doesn't walk all over you. But the fact that, you know, strength is not having empathy is just BS.
People, like you said, mutually exclusive. People think you can only either be one or the other. I can only either be completely soft and get stepped on for the rest of my life, or I can be tough and above everybody else and, you know, not take no for an answer and not listen to anybody else and just be, it's like, no, both can live together. You can find the balance of the two.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we live in a world of polarity and shades of gray. There's good and there's bad and there's wrong and there's right.
Things aren't black and white.
And we have it all within us, right?
Yeah.
Were there any other takeaways? I mean, I'm sure there were so many from the conversation with SE that you thought, oh, you know what? I'm gonna use that.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
This episode is brought to you by Hulu, presenting Paradise. Paradise is Hulu's critically acclaimed addictive drama series, starring Sterling K. Brown, Julianne Nicholson, and James Marsden. The Daily Beast calls Paradise your next TV obsession, and the New York Times says it's exhilarating in all the right ways. Paradise is for your Emmy consideration in all categories, including Outstanding Drama Series. For more information, visit fyc.hulu.com.
You know what? It's just that constant reminder of, like, when she was talking about parenting and she was talking about her son and the things that he's dealing with. It's that reminder, which we all need, all of us that are parents that have kids. It's that reminder of, we are raising adults. They're not our kids. They're kids now. They're young, but they are who they are. Allow them to be who they are, and champion them for being who they are. You make sure that they do it in as kind a way as possible, in as respectful a way as possible, but bolster their power in being who they are. Like finding the true strength in their things. she said it wasn't until she let her son handle a situation the way he felt best, and it wasn't the way she would have handled it, that she realized, like, oh my God, I'm so happy I let him do that, because what an amazing life lesson he learned
Right.
from being able to deal with that situation on his own.
Yeah. And saving your child can also be stopping them
Hurting
from
them
garnering
in so
their
many
strength.
ways. Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
That was a good one for me too. It was like, because I don't know about you, but I can definitely fall into the fixing mode.
It's
I mean,
so fucking hard not
part
to.
of what I do for a living, right? I mean, I hold space, I'm present with people, I'm listening.
Yeah.
But also it's people come to me, they pay me to
fix
find
things.
solutions for
Right.
them, right?
Right.
And I have to toggle with that as equally as important, if not more. It is being heard. It's seeing their wholeness and holding that space for them if they're not there yet to walk into their wholeness. And it's like, wait, no, come here, come step into your wholeness. The same way as being a parent is sometimes we have to intervene, sometimes we have to guide, but really it's seeing them as these whole adult beings and having them walk into that.
We have to like learn to trust ourselves in the parenting that we're doing and believe it's enough. I'm present enough to be aware of things, so I don't need to constantly be judging. Am I doing enough? Am I doing not enough? Because you'll do that forever. There's got to be a certain point where you step back and you go, okay, I trust that I've instilled enough in my child that they are going to make the healthiest decisions for themselves that they can. And if they don't, that's a lesson that they have to learn.
Right.
But I have instilled this concept of you're learning lessons from all of these things. I'll give you advice on things. I'll tell you the missteps that I had in my life, but I'm not going to keep you from having your own missteps. It's important that you have those. Because like we said, those are the things that you grow the most from.
Absolutely.
I always preach like that's, I didn't learn from my successes. I learned from my failures. It's like, okay, then you've got to allow your children to have those. It's important. If those are the things that shaped me, I don't want to keep my kids from having those experiences that shape themselves also.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be here forever. My time is going to come, and then my kids are going to have to stand on their own and do it. I want to give them the tools. I don't want to do things for them. I want to give them the tools to do it on their own and go, okay, this is that thing that Dad used to talk about. This is that tough situation. Okay, what I need to sit down and make a choice on this. What was he saying, that he learned in tough things and not tough things and solutions. That's
the hope.
What I want to raise.
That's the hope, right?
It's what you want to raise.
They have the tools to be able to figure it out themselves.
I think in doing that, though, you have to sit back and go, okay, it's not my job to fix. It's not my job to micromanage. It's not my job to think for them. We're very different people. My kids and I are very different people. Some of them are much more sensitive than I am. Some of them have much thicker skin than I do. So how can I possibly make decisions for them when their minds work in a completely different way from mine?
That's well said. And by the way, this is not just a parent-child dynamic. This is in relationship and couplehood.
Sure.
This is with friends. It's like, I would handle it this way, and putting it on someone. And it's like, they're completely different. They have their own process.
Yeah.
Let's allow people to process the way that they do, because also it takes the responsibility and the pressure off of you to have to give everyone all the information. You're like, I got to give it all to you because I know this and I'm going to share it. And people are like, you're talking at me.
Right.
Just let me be me and be able to
Let me ask you for the help when I feel like I need it, or I need the advice, or I need the things. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Like, just sit and observe. You know, it's not that hard. People make life way more difficult than it has to be. I genuinely believe that. And it's not until we've gotten older and we've gotten to the oldish phase where you start realizing, like, God, why have I been beating myself up for years about things that are so far out of my control?
Totally.
Like, I don't have control of it. So why have I been trying to control this for so long?
Hanging onto the balloon that's
Right,
flying.
totally.
You're like, ooh,
yeah, I have curly hair. Why have I been straightening it for years? What am I doing to myself?
I did used to straighten my hair at 16.
Of course you did. So
Pin
did I.
straight. And I was like, what was that?
Absolutely. I did the same thing.
I'm pretty sure that we've solved the world's problems today.
This has been a fantastic episode. Good day's work. Thank you everyone for watching, for listening. I hope this has all been helpful in some way. If it's definitely helpful for us. I love listening to this guy. He's so fucking good at what he does. Like, subscribe, check out, find us in all the ways you can, whether it's on Instagram, or you can go to oldishpodcast.com. We enjoy bringing this to you guys, so please like, subscribe. That helps us in an unimaginable way for you to continue to bring this content to you. We love being here. Amazing week, amazing month. Any way we can help, any way we can learn, we try to learn with you all. So
we're in it together, even though we might have different views.
Let's continue this journey together. Until next time, so long.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
I just wanted to take a moment to let you know that you don't have to navigate life alone. If there's something hard that you're dealing with, or you're just ready for a change, then reach out to me at randyspelling.com, or you could DM me on Instagram, also at randyspelling. And if I can help you, I will. If there's a resource that I can share with you, I will also do that as well. Thanks.
I'm Nomi Fry.
I'm Vincent Cunningham.
I'm Alex Schwartz, and we are Critics at Large, a podcast from The New Yorker. Guys, what do we do on the show every week?
We look into the startling maw of our culture and try to figure something out.
That's right. We take something that's going on in the culture now. Maybe it's a movie, maybe it's a book, maybe it's just kind of a trend.
And we expand it across culture as kind of a pattern or a template.
Join us on Critics at Large from The New Yorker. New episodes drop every Thursday. Follow wherever you get your podcasts.